Hello and welcome back to Obas Trending Gist, your number one spot for the latest and most engaging topics in Nigeria and beyond. Today we are diving deep into a political revelation that has sent shockwaves through the Nigerian political landscape. Former Governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amaechi, recently took to X space to shed light on the surprising origins of the African Democratic Congress, the ADC coalition. And guess what? The names involved are mind-blowing. We are talking about a coalition that now includes political giants like Atiku Abubakar, David Mark, Nasir El-Rufai, and even Peter Obi. But how did it all start? Amaechi reveals it began with an unlikely alliance between himself and Kayode Fayemi. You heard that right. Stick with me as we unpack Amaechi's full account, analyze the intricacies of this coalition, and I will give you my take on what this all means for the future of the Nigerian politics. Let's get right into it. Take a watch.
ADC, how do I put it? ADC overgrew those who started it. ADC, okay, the coalition started with myself and Fayemi in the house of Nasir Udanu with Salihu, Mohammed, and others. And by the time we met, we were only two of us. Then Salihu was the person who actually commenced the meeting. He wanted Fayemi and I to reconcile and all that. And then after reconciling, we agreed that we need to expand our meeting. It cannot be the two of us. And then we got a consultant to look at the structure of the political structure and that of INEC and see which party will be most suitable. Then we expanded by getting in Tambua and others. By the time we knew it, we had grown to 20, 30. Then we set up a committee that was headed by Lee Imoke. The committee had the responsibility of looking for any of the available parties for us to join. And then Lee Imoke's committee worked and ended up with ADC. They had tried they were negotiating with AA, they were negotiating with Accord and some other parties, but they ended up with ADC. And one of the requirements needed for you for us to join you is that you must give up your leadership so that everybody can join. And I think ADC complied with it, but at this point, the party or the coalition grew too large. So there were other groups meeting. There was a group led by, or they said they were meeting in Kashim's house. There were other groups, some met in Lagos, but we all agreed to come together. So we all came together, and at the end of the day, we all agreed to join ADC. That's how we have.
Incredible, isn't it? Let's break down what Amaechi just revealed. According to Amaechi, the seed of this now powerful coalition were sown in a meeting between him and Kayode Fayemi hosted at the house of Nasir Danu. He mentioned that the initial purpose of the meeting, facilitated by one Salihu Mohammed, was for him and Fayemi to reconcile their differences. It's fascinating to think that a personal reconciliation between two political figures could snowball into such a significant political movement. From that initial reconciliation, they decided to expand. Amaechi explained that they realized a two-man team wasn't enough and they needed to bring more people into the fold. They even hired a consultant to analyze the political landscape and advise on the most suitable party to join, comparing the structures of the various parties with INEC's requirements. This shows a very strategic and a calculated approach right from the beginning. The group quickly grew, bringing in other influential figures like Aminu Tambuwal. As their numbers swelled to 20, then 30 members. They established a formal committee headed by Lee Imoke. This committee was tasked with crucial responsibility of identifying and negotiating with a political party for the coalition to join. Amaechi details how Imoke's committee explored several options including the Action Congress, that is AA, and Accord Party, before finally settling on the African Democratic Congress, ADC. A key condition for their entry into the ADC was that the existing leadership of the party had to step down to create a level playing field for all members of the incoming coalition. Amaechi confirms that the ADC leadership agreed to this, which was a significant move to accommodate the new larger group. However, as the coalition grew, it became more complex. Amaechi noted that other parallel meetings were happening, with one group led by a figure meeting at Kashim's house and other convening in Lagos. Eventually, all these different factions agreed to come together, leading to the massive, multifaceted coalition we see today, all under the ADC umbrella. Now, my take on this, what Amaechi has just laid bare is nothing short of a political masterclass on coalition building, but it also raises some serious questions. First, the sheer diversity of the ideologies within this group is staggering. You have figures who have been arch rivals for years, people from different political parties with seemingly irreconcilable differences all coming together. The big question is, what is the glue holding this coalition together? Is it a shared vision for a better Nigeria, or is it a common desire to wrestle power from the ruling party? The fact that it all started with a reconciliation between Amaechi and Kayode Fayemi, two very outspoken and often controversial figures, is telling. It suggests that in Nigerian politics, there are no permanent enemies, only permanent interests. This coalition is the epitome of that saying. Furthermore, the inclusion of heavyweights like Atiku Abubakar, David Mark, El-Rufai, and Peter Obi makes this a formidable force. Each of these individuals command a significant following and a political machinery in their respective regions. If they can truly align their interests and work as a cohesive unit, they could present a very strong challenge in the next election cycle. However, the history of political coalitions in Nigeria is fraught with instability. We've seen grand alliances crumble under the weight of personal ambition and internal power struggles. The ADC coalition's biggest challenge will be managing the egos and ambition of its powerful members. Who will be the presidential flag bearer? How will the key positions be distributed? These are the questions that will ultimately determine the success or failure of this mega coalition. This revelation by Amaechi forces us to look beyond the public-facing political dramas and see the intricate negotiations and realignments happening behind the scenes. It's a reminder that the political chessboard is always in motion and the game is far more complex than it appears. So there you have it, folks, the inside story of how the ADC coalition came to be, straight from one of its key architects. It is a developing story, and you can be sure we'll be keeping a close eye on it right here on Obas Trending Gist. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think this coalition has what it takes to change the political landscape of Nigeria? Drop your comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.